Hello everybody, welcome back to a brand new series that I want to make for a while now in Kirby 64, the Crystal Shards. Kirby 64 is one of my favorite games of all time, and I decided to do this series because I feel like it. What I wanted to do in this series is use Kirby's copy abilities that he can acquire in this game, which goes from Burn, Stone, Ice, Needle, Bomb, Spark, and Cutter, and see how effective these are against the 5 first bosses of the game. Now, the reason why the 2 final bosses don't count in this is for 2 main reasons. One, requires you to use multiple projectiles, which requires multiple elements, and you can't really use any consumed abilities due to the fact that you have to consistently shift. And the final boss has a set weapon to attack it with, so there's really no way to use elements. So those 2 will not count. We're only going to gauge this with the first 5 bosses and see how each copy ability stands on its own 2 feet. Now, here's a few criteria on how this is going to work. You can only fight the boss with the copy ability. Losing the ability counts as a wipe or a loss. 3 chances to defeat the boss with the copy ability, and after defeating the boss, I will place the ability in a tier list based on all 5 fights. Alright, now to choose one of the abilities. Now, I'm going to go with the first 7 first before I start doing the combinations. So, I'll just pick one at random and then I'll randomize the rest of them. So, the first one I'm going to probably go with is the bomb one. Okay, let's go with bomb ability first, and let's see how this all goes down. Alright, time to give you a demonstration of how this all works. So the bomb ability is very straightforward. You just throw lunge bombs. Now, as you can pay attention here, when you throw the bomb in like a millisecond, is a short range. When you throw a bomb half second, it actually goes solid range. When you hold it for a whole second down, it actually is a certain long range. And the trick is that the bomb actually lobs on a certain angle. Notice how the pattern is different, and also there's a little bit of splash damage after you throw the bomb. This is very important to pay attention to, because when you see some of the boss fights, you're going to see the splash damage actually be used effectively. Also, pay attention to how you lob the bombs, especially when you hold it. It's always pay attention. I would always say count the beats, that way it's easier for you to do it. But this is just an example of how each one works and how they all example. Alright, enough explaining all this stuff. Why don't we go after the bosses now? Alright, time to give it the first boss. Alright, so as you can see here, I'm actually fighting the boss right now. The way to do the damage for the first phase is simply you have to take out his little minions right here. They take 2 hits and they're basically out because they're very, very frail. Now, the funny thing about this is that this boss is not that crazy, only because it's really very simplistic. Even if he was subliming the apple to do damage, it's not that crazy. The only telegraphed attack that you probably get hit by these little minions is if the jumping pattern right there, as you can see, unless you just touch them, which is also very possible. As you can see, the bomb is clearing them out. Now, we have the second phase. This is where Wispy Willow will be more mad, throw more apples on the field, and he would actually is going to do a spike attack that comes up right now. With the bomb, and because of the splash damage, I'm able to actually get 2 consistent hits every single time. So basically, I have to do it 2 more times, and the boss is basically out. Oh yeah, don't forget, these falling apples can still do damage to you if they catch you, which is not really going to be that big of a deal. As you can see, the boss's HP or bar goes down incredibly fast. We just got to do this one more time and it's all over. Oh, look at that. Those apples probably could have got me if I actually didn't pay attention. Okay. And here's the last part. Boom. First fight is perfect or flawless. Alright, this next boss fight is interesting because the first phase doesn't actually have any kind of fighting. It's more just surviving the 3 pixes just to get to the top floor. Now, each pix will do something completely different as you get to the top floor. For instance, this red one comes out first. It's a normal straight beam that's going to go from left to right, rotating. The second one comes out, and it's going to be the same thing. They produce a beam, but instead they're going to be rotating at a 360-degree angle, and the beam goes through the platform as they try to hit Kirby, and then go in reverse. Now, when the blue one spawns in, they're going to do the same thing. They'll all spawn with beam, but instead of rotating or spinning, they're going to go up and down through the platform, and they're going to try to basically bait you out. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. During this phase, the blue one actually ended up hitting me because of the beam, because it went in reverse. Now, I'm not sure if this is going to count against me getting the flawless in this fight, only because there's no fighting in this, so it's more just surviving to get to the top of the platform. So, I guess when we have the fight like during the second phase, I'll debate on that one. So here we go. Now here's where the second phase is. Now we can actually start really fighting. Now you see the health bar. As you can see on the field, you see these little atom projectiles with corresponding colors. The way this boss fight is supposed to be intended is you have to use those little projectiles to hit the boss so that it does corresponding damage. Although keep it in mind, if you do play this, all the colors can hit any of the bosses, by the way. It's just the corresponding color will just do bonus damage. That's basically it. I will say, if you're not using a certain projectile, I would say destroy it, only because it still can actually damage you. Now this attack is a little dangerous if you don't jump or predict properly. So what you want to do is you want to see where the gem is and actually jump accordingly. As you can see, that was very lucky because I ended up breaking both the red and blue before they did. Because if they weren't broken, I probably would have gotten hit right there at that moment. So we're just going to finish off this boss. Because this last phase, or I guess the last one, if there's only one left, they'll try to do a different attack to stop you. Now, I'm not going to lie, I will count this as a flawless only because I didn't take any damage during the second phase, even though I didn't get the 1-up. So yeah, this counts as a flawless too. Alright, time to find Acro, this orca shark thing. Alright, so this boss is different. It's underwater, and the way this boss works is simple. During this first phase, Acro will shoot projectiles spitting out of his mouth, and because it's only in a specific angle, you have to only just kind of predict the projectiles. Now keep in mind, from the 3 projectiles the orca shoots out, only 3 of them are actually going to do damage. As you can see in the footage, this first phase was incredibly fast due to the fact that the bomb's lobbing ability and the splash damage, which is basically enough to knock it down. Now, during the second phase, that's going to pop up soon, we have to go up so we can save ourselves and not get crushed, because if we stay down there, it's going to count as an insta-kill. So now the second phase is going to be just as easy, except with less worry about him spitting particular projectiles. Although the projectiles he'll spit is explosive, you'll also have certain minions on the sides here to try to trip us up. But as you can see, the bombs and the lobbing angles that they're at, I don't really have to get so close. I just have to shoot and throw my bombs directly on him, and he just takes the full hit of the damage. Definitely the quickest fight so far out of the 5 rounds. So yeah, this one's another flawless one that's very straightforward. Bomb is right now dominating pretty damn well. Alright, next one. Alright, round 4, Magman. Possibly out of the 5, my favorite boss fight in the game. Alright, so the way Magman works is simple. He will spawn these little minions to do some kind of damage. Now he has different attacks. This one attack is he'll summon 3 pillars that go to Kirby, and depending the pillars that won't be covered in magma. This other attack is when he shoots all 4 pillars in different angles and different points, so you have to pay attention to when he shoots. You always want to be wary. Now this other phase that I kind of skip is that when he brings 2 pillars up at certain points, they will curve invertedly, which means is if there's one that pops up to the right side, it will invert to the left, and if one that pops up to the left will invert to the right. Now the second phase, we get out of that little cesspool and we actually fight him head on. Now this phase is actually slightly more easier due to the fact that he gives you multiple opportunities to fight. Keep in mind of the falling rocks, this does a lot of damage. There is actually one other attack right here, his lava breath. The best way to avoid this is to be super close as possible without touching the lava around him and just crouch down, and you just avoid the attack at all costs. Another flawless one for Bomb because of, you know, the ability. Alright, one more to go. Alright, last round. HRH is going to be the most, I guess, interesting boss to go through. So it's a big mech with multiple attacks. As you can see, he has an attack, the lunge. Now, I'm not going to lie, this performance here is going to be pretty damn bad because I was trying to gauge the positioning of the projectiles, how far they would jump and drop. Now, I was also testing a couple of things, so please don't hate me so much for this one. This is definitely more of the sloppy ones I had, but I'm not going to lie to you. I am going to count this one as a flawless as well. I'm going to show you the clip afterwards, and the reason why I say this is because even though this clip doesn't prove it, which I will provide, I will provide you another clip. A lot of the attacks are actually very avoidable, and since Bomb is a lobbing, it's very easy to just not get hit by stuff, especially since I can keep a distance. Now, this is only the first phase. The first phase is going to trip you up the most. I didn't think I was going to get hit after I depleted the health bar. Now the second phase is going to be slightly different. He transforms into this other type mech, but this second phase is 10 times easier due to the fact that Bomb doesn't have to really get close. He can just throw a bomb straight in his face, and he takes all the damage. Okay, so then he'll land. This also counts as damage if he actually hits you. So let me just finish off this one just to give you guys the clear view of how not difficult this is. Be aware he has multiple opportunities to attack you with. He shoots multiple bombs. Now that one time he didn't hit me with that, which was extremely weird. But yeah, another boss that's not too difficult for the bomb. Now this clip was pretty sloppy, but I'm gonna actually give you the real clip of getting a flawless, because in my view it counts as a flawless as well. So get the fuck up. Cause we gon' light up this place. We got the business for days. Toki GA from the outer space. So cover and dock, you're out of luck. We don't give up. Yeah, we're going up. Next floor is us. You're riding with us. So get the fuck up. So get the fuck up. Cause we gon' light up this place. We got the business for days. Toki GA from the outer space. So cover and dock, you're out of luck. We don't give up. And yeah, that's how you do it. See, I told you, this could be easily perfected as well as though you play safe with the bomb. Alright, cool. Time for the ranking. Oh shit, wait, I forgot. Before I do the ranking, I have to let you know about the common enemies you can get in the game to get the bomb ability. These are the only 5 in the game. Alright, time to rank them. So based on the 5 fights for the bomb, I think it's a perfect placement to go for. I think it should be flawless, only due to the fact that every single boss was relatively easy and easily to exploit, and the bomb is just really, really good. This will be updated in the future videos just to give you guys a heads up. Alright, I ain't gonna lie, this video is more lengthy than what I mostly do and stuff, and I actually put a good amount of effort in this one. I would really appreciate if you guys check this video out, if you like, comment, subscribe, because it really does help out and motivates me to keep going. And I hope you guys do like this series, because regardless if you like it or not, I'm going to continue anyway, because it's actually really fun to do, and I'm actually very excited to continue. Alright, later guys.